Good morning, everyone. I invite you to visualize a vibrant, busy micromobility city behind the women on the screen. In that city, you will find bikes, scooters, small vehicles, and let's not forget wheelchairs. Imagine, in the palm of my hand, one small electric motor, the same motor powering each of the vehicles I just mentioned.
Introducing Elevate, a modular motor system that fits in the palm of your hand. It's patent pending and drives torque through a vehicle's disc brake. Let's see what people think. So what are the benefits of being modular and removable? You can have unprecedented service and reduced downtime because the system's easily removable. You can have recurring powertrain upgrades and stay on top of state-of-the-art motor and battery technology. And finally, you can have true multimodal utility. It's light enough to carry upstairs with your bike on BART, and you can remove the system to get exercise if you want and get a true bimodal experience. So who are we? We're a team of former Tesla technical leads developing the world's best microelectric powertrains. We're doing everything from custom motor, battery, gear design, battery management system, drive inverter, data logging. We've written our own finite element code to simulate millions of motors. We've recently simulated more motors than Tesla did when designing the Model 3. So what does all that engineering optimization get us? We've achieved the highest torque per weight by a factor of 2 for any e-bike drive unit on the market. But who cares? Let's take a look at this graph. You can see that performance e-bikes are in parity with space and Formula One when we look at how much money people are willing to spend to reduce weight of a vehicle. They're about 2 orders of magnitude higher than automotive. Why then is there more optimization being done in the automotive space? Bimotal is here to close that gap. Our business model is vertical integration. We're starting with core tech, powertrains for bike frames. The Tesla analogy is a powertrain for the Lotus chassis. Moving on and building traction, we're doing a powertrain for a top bike brand. The Tesla analogy is a powertrain that they did for Mercedes-Benz. In our next chapter, we'll be doing true vertical integration. We'll be doing blank sheet vehicle and dock system design. The Tesla analogy, the Model S, and supercharger network. Let's take a look at our roadmap. We have the Elevate ecosystem, which is the next evolution in hub drives.
Left to right, we have the Elevate product. We delivered our first units in July of this year. We have an Elevate application that is with the Bowhead Outdoor Wheelchair Company. And then we have an Elevate integration with a 3-wheeled vehicle.
We also have a mid-drive topology that we're doing with the top bike brand. This is going to be the next major leap for mid-drive systems on the market. Look out, Shimano and Bosch. The numbers below show conservative estimates for annual revenue for these 2 motor topologies. The percentages on the bottom here show the amount of parts in common with Elevate, which we're shipping today.
So we'd like to tell you a story. Last year we had our inaugural booth here at the Micromobility Conference, and we met Arcimoto. By December, we had a partnership with them. By this spring, we delivered functional prototypes, and we just delivered functional hardware to them. We are proud to be working with Arcimoto.
We're raising a $2.5 million pre-Series A. To date, we've raised a $1.2 million pre-seed, a $2.2 million seed, and booked $3.5 million in engineering contracts. These contracts will lead to recurring revenue. I'd like to close with what Horace said last year at this very conference. The smaller it gets, the bigger it gets. I hold that vision in my hand today as Bimotal powers the future of micromobility. Thank you.
Woo! All right, fantastic.
When you think about some of the other clip-on motors like the Super Pedestrian, what are some ways that you think you're either building a better product or a better business model?
Yeah, if we compare it to a lot of the others, we're probably 3 to 4 times the amount of torque per weight. That's significant because these systems are sort of light assist. If you compare our powertrain on a bike to a $13,000 specialized SL, our system outperforms it night and day. Weight, torque, power, pretty much everything. So these systems are all falling significantly shy of what an integrated system would do. Ours is exceeding it by a pretty massive margin.
Quick question on the cost. What does it cost now, and what do you anticipate it costing as you scale production? And then related, the battery. Could you speak a little bit about that, please?
Yes. So right now, our retail price is $19.50, which includes the battery pack installation, the full system. Our cost is around, basically in the future, we'd like to get our cost to under $1,000, so about $950, and we have a path to get our BOM cost to about $450 for the system.
Okay, one last question. So we have e-bike sharing, we have an upswing now of e-bike subscription, we have ownership. Who is your customer in this space and why? Who's going to buy it?
That's a great question. Probably the toughest question. So we're really looking at this from a technology perspective. We're making the best powertrain technology. We do not necessarily care how it finds its way onto the vehicle. We want to maximize the number of drive units that have Bimotal logo on them powering vehicles around the world. Right now, our beachhead is sort of premium mountain bikers. That's how this company got started. That's the market we're connecting with most right now. But we're quickly going to be getting into the commuter market and other spaces.
Could you go back on the battery specifically? How, just speak to that a little bit. How long does it last, charge, et cetera?
Yeah, so our battery's 340 watt hours. Right now, this is just a demo battery on the bike. We've got a much slicker battery. So it's 340 watt hours. It'll get you about 15, 20 miles of range, hour and a half, up to 2 hours. But it's modular. So we've got people who are really into doing these epic rides. They'll carry 2 or 3 batteries, and so you get to decide how much energy, how much mass you're dragging with you. So it's a much more customized experience to the user.
And you can just throw it in your backpack, the whole system.